Hello. Hi, fans of high quality live chats. I'm just checking my Facebook for 1 second. I don't know if it's working on Facebook. How's everybody doing? Yep, it's working here. Okay. Now, Glen Kellaway from the basement, he told me he was going to be on this live chat. He'd be here at 7, and he is not here. So I'm highly disappointed. Music Talk with John, 2 minutes to go. Torture, Larry, pure torture, yes. And Adrian James, hey there, Larry. I always forget at the start. Hey there, Larry. Music Talk with John. Paul Ayres. I'm listening to Gordon by Bare Naked Ladies. Took the day off of work to see my sister brother-in-law's college graduation. Very nice. Yeah, I remember when Gordon came out here in Canada. It took a while, I think, for them to gain popularity in the States, but they were huge right away with their first album here in Canada. Glen is not to be trusted, Larry. Yeah, I've learned that in time, especially when you lent him money. I think maybe, because of his age, maybe he laid down and had a nap. I really enjoyed the pre-show. Thank you very much, Dan. Girl from Germany. Where did my comment go? It's right here. I didn't see any other comment. It's Glen Kellaway from the basement, and he's a couple minutes late.
Well, it's weird. I just sent you an email asking for the link again because I couldn't find it on my emails, and then I went in my iPad because I'm on my laptop. I went in my iPad and it's there, but it's not showing up on my email on my laptop. So I forwarded it to myself. So
I actually did check just a couple minutes ago to see but I didn't see an email from you then.
Yeah, so ignore my email because I'm here.
Yeah. You want
What's
more?
going on, everyone?
We're just getting started here.
I'm catching up. Paul Ayres listening to Gordon. I love that freaking album.
Yeah. Yeah. I was into them at first,
Oh.
It's too bad that what's his name there left.
Yeah, once Stephen Page left, it's not
Stephen Page, yeah.
Yeah, although they did all right.
Yeah. They got to carry on.
They made a few bucks.
Yeah. Paul Ayres, you want more the fall records or IQ records? Either, but I love the fall. So he's talking about song reactions on Patreon. He's unlike you, Glen. He's a Patreon member.
Yeah, I tried to join, but I don't know what happened. It was my money. I think my credit card. I must have went over my limit because I put the $2 and it wouldn't go through.
Yeah, yeah. But Paul,
it said don't trust this site.
Yeah, yeah. Yep, Paul. Between the fall and IQ, I think the fall. They're crazy.
So I got to ask you a question then, Larry. Like I'm thinking about starting a Patreon page. So if I start one, just because I didn't subscribe to yours, does that mean you won't subscribe to mine?
That's right. That's the way it works.
I'm not really going to start one.
I don't
think I have anything more to say.
Yeah, well, it's what I love about Patreon is the main reason I started it. Yes, I make some money on it, of course. But the main thing is I can play whatever I want on there and not worry about copyright.
Okay, I never thought of that. So you can actually play a song and review it and stuff.
There's people that are on the highest tier, and every month they give me an album to listen to, and everybody can listen along.
Maybe I should consider that. If I do consider it, I'll join yours.
Yeah.
Just so I'm not a hypocrite.
Yeah. Alexander Hunter, hey Larry, hope you're good. Yes, thank you.
What about me?
I know. Yeah, Stephen Page was the magic in Bare Naked
Ladies. Yeah, what a voice.
Yeah.
That was so it was two things. I was working at Mariposa at the time. That was right when remember when they made headlines in Toronto because they were refused the opportunity to play at Nathan Phillips Square because the name Bare Naked Ladies was offensive. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
politicians.
Yeah.
So then that's what really gave them their big break in Toronto, was that
Yeah.
news that
Yeah.
happened. And then they were booked to play Mariposa, and they came and played Mariposa, and now that everybody was interested in them. So Mariposa had like a ton of people watching that year. So I got to see them pretty early on too.
Yeah. Hi, Larry and Molly. You look a little under the weather there, Molly. Yeah, she's not
Yeah.
looking good
I
today.
didn't, you know what? I didn't put any makeup on, and I didn't do my hair.
And Molly, I did not know you were a Zappa fan.
Yes. I
And you
love
cut
that.
your hair.
Especially Dynamo Hum. That's my favorite song, dear.
I was thinking I should have Molly react to some Zappa songs.
Yeah, that would
That
be
would be
really
good,
good.
right?
Do that on Patreon.
Yeah. Broken hearts are for blah blah blah,
Yeah.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Tina Turner. Yeah.
Or what you could do is write down some Zappa lyrics and get her to recite them on
Yeah. Or read them to me. Yeah.
Read them
Or
to
read them
me.
to the public.
Yeah.
I might have to bleep every other word. It's Leslie Miller. Howdy from Texas. Made it. You're the one that did the artwork that you sent me of Sparks. It was excellent.
Larry, I got to tell you, the Sparks album comes out tomorrow. I think I'm going to buy it.
It's actually on the way. I checked. I was surprised because it comes out tomorrow, right? It's already being shipped.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Tina Turner. The or was not was. Who's better? Neither.
I'm not. Both names are on my Oingo Boingo list. I can't listen.
Yeah. That's a good idea for you or me, but 10 worst band names. That would get you the
I think I've done that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 great Canadians. Where?
Well, we're great. I don't know if we're both Canadian.
Yeah. Hey guys, have either of you ever read Jeff Emmerich's autobiography? It's excellent.
Yes.
Yeah. But he really had something against George Harrison.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't flattering for George.
No. It's like he was kind of like George didn't have the talent of maybe a bit below, but still he had major talent.
Well, I just read a book on George that wasn't very complimentary either. It kind of told that it wasn't really bad, but it just was what I guess an honest expose of George and just the way he was. And then I noticed somebody's got a video today about McCartney saying that George never showed up very often for the Sgt. Pepper sessions.
Mm. Oh.
And in that book, they kind of talk about that too. Like he just didn't give a crap.
I watched the Jeff Beck tribute concert yesterday. It was great. I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either. What's it on? Is it on?
Probably on YouTube. I've seen clips on YouTube.
Or on
I haven't watched.
Maybe on HBO or something.
My mom was horrified that I was listening to someone called Bare Naked Ladies.
Oh, that's funny.
I had to explain to her that there aren't actually any naked women.
Yeah.
It reminds me of when I bought my first Grand Funk Railroad album, and I said to my mom, "Grand Funk Railroad," and she said, "What?" She thought I said something else.
Oh.
Yes, I did. Yeah, excellent artwork. Don't ask me because I'm about artwork because you shouldn't it's excellent artwork, so don't you should have the confidence. Don't ask people. You've got talent, unlike Glen.
None.
I love the I haven't. Maybe you could at some point give me a song reaction on.
Yeah,
I think it's because of their name. They bugged me.
Oh yeah, dumb name.
I recently got Death Wish 2 soundtrack by Jimmy Page. I think it's a great soundtrack. Have both of you guys heard it before? I have.
I have never either.
My Spark CD is on its way. So is mine.
I'm going to get it.
Yay, Glen.
I'm going to get it.
And you're going to give it an honest review next week.
I think I'm going to like it. That first song I love, the one with the baby,
Yeah.
whatever, I don't know what it's called. That was a great song. It sold the album to me, that song.
Yeah. 2 great Canadians. They must be talking about Bob and Doug McKenzie. That's right.
The Hoser.
Guy Lafleur and Henry Richard were 2 great Canadians.
No, they were from Quebec.
Yeah.
That was bad to say, wasn't it?
They're not Canadian. They're French.
Yeah.
It's
They
Stephen
didn't play for the Toronto
Schnee.
Maple Leafs. They're not Canadian.
Yeah.
Stephen Schnee.
Schnee. I
Sending
like that.
greetings.
That's an excellent YouTube name that he
It
made.
is Schnee.
I think the worst thing George Harrison did was sleeping with Ringo's wife, Maureen, while they were still married.
Yeah.
He did more than sleep with her, though.
Yeah, he did. They were awake sometimes. Let's just put it that
Yes.
way.
They weren't just sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell Jeff Emmerich was a Paul guy. He didn't have a bad word to say about Paul, all while having no problems casting stones against the other members. Yeah.
Briar. Hello, Briar.
Hello, Brian. What concerts are you guys looking forward to? I'm looking forward to seeing Sparks in Toronto, July 3rd with Molly. Glen.
I'm going to see Tedeschi Trucks this summer with Molly. And
Molly never even told me that.
no, she didn't. Yeah, no. Lynn and I have tickets to see Tedeschi Trucks, which is the #1 band on my bucket list, and going to see a kind of a bluegrassy kind of a acoustic band called Nickel Creek coming up at the same place you're going to see Sparks.
Yeah, cool. Are they as good as Nickelback?
Much better and much easier on the ears.
Amazing name. I highly disagree. Shows how meaningless titles are, anyways. Yeah, I don't know. The. It's like the Who or the Guess Who.
Sorry, Paul. It's dumb.
Jeez.
It's dumb. You got to say.
I think the Grateful Dead is a dumb name.
That's a great name.
And hello, Glenn. Sorry for not saying.
It's too late, man. I'm already upset. Hi, Alexander. Does anybody call you Sandy? I had an old friend. His real name was Alexander, and Sandy's short form for Alexander. I'm just curious.
Yes.
Yes is a dumb name.
Yeah. Do you remember the Ringo Starr parody on SCTV? I love that show. His band was called Rings, and he had a drum solo in the middle of a 2-minute song.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that skit. It's probably on YouTube, though. Stephen, get the Roswells now.
Okay. I'm jumped ahead here. Sorry.
And hello, Glenn. Sorry for not saying hello earlier. I got a biography the other day called Led Zeppelin Biography. That's a good book name for a biography on Led Zeppelin.
I have read a couple of Zeppelin biographies, and I can't remember the one I really liked, but I did not like this one. No. When Giants Walk the Earth. I thought it was really kind of the guy, it seemed deep. It seemed like the guy was just being excessively deep about it or something. It turned me off. I don't know why, but you might enjoy it there, Jason. Let me know.
George was into structured guitar playing, and he was very good at like Carl Perkins, but his playing wasn't based on the blues like so many others. Like
but the Beatles weren't blues based either, so that wouldn't have fit. If George was like Clapton or Page, he wouldn't have fit.
Just stumbled across my 5 autographed Sparks CDs while searching for something else. Damn
5?
you, Stephen.
And you're not sending one to Larry? Come on.
One of my Facebook friends, all you have to do, you send something to Sparks address, right?
Yeah.
And they'll, like pre-packaged or whatever, they'll send it back to you autographed.
Oh, well, they do still? Yeah, well, that's cool. Yeah. My brother-in-law did that with David Gilmour about years and years ago, probably 20 years ago now. And he sent him an album in the mail, a record cover, and it came back autographed.
Yeah.
I sent one to Ringo once, but he said he
was no autographs. Yeah. He wrote on it, no autographs.
Yeah, I'm busy. Yeah.
Look,
Molly's
Glenn.
vaping up. No, I can't do a somersault.
That was so funny.
That was funny.
I couldn't either. Like I was
Were you like that too? Because you were probably tall as a young kid too.
Yeah.
It was weird for I couldn't even hardly skate because I just didn't have the balance.
I can't skate. Yeah.
Yeah. I think when you're tall at a young age, it really is not. As you get older, I mean, and you start to kind of control everything, you're okay. But
Have you guys heard the Beatles' Let It Be Naked? I liked it more than the original.
Yeah,
I
I've
wouldn't say
seen
I
it.
liked it
I've
more.
actually seen it and had to close my eyes.
I actually own the CD of
Yeah, I
it.
have the CD too. I used to own the vinyl and sold it. Now that thing sells for
Yeah.
like $200.
Wow. Dan, would you consider Garth Brooks and Dunn a super group? I sure would.
So that's not the same guy though, Brooks and Dunn. He's kind of
Garth
he's
Brooks and
making
Dunn,
a
that's
joke.
funny.
Yeah.
I get it.
Dan's got a sense of humor.
It's Cardboard Head Guy.
I love saying that. Cardboard head guy.
Giorgio. A friend of mine said that Huey Lewis and the News were the 80s Nickelback, and it was not a
I don't
compliment
agree.
for Huey.
I liked Huey Lewis in the News.
Yeah.
Did you?
Not really.
That Sport album was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's a damn good record.
Yep.
Just Sandy most of the time. There we go. See? We're on a hiatus on the rock and roll thing right now. We're waiting for Rich to kind of get his mojo back. Same with our CD exchange. We're on vacation.
We need a break.
John, that's the book. Dan's mentions it, and John in the comments. Hammer of the Gods. That was a good.
Yeah.
That one I liked. Thank you guys.
I got these 5 CDs signed when I went to an in-store at Virgin Records in Orange County, California. They were promoting the Balls album. Cool.
Very cool.
It's hard to skate when you have an oversized head.
It's hard to do videos too. You got to sit back so you don't take up the whole screen. Being as someone at my age would probably hurt. Yeah.
I've got a Wayne Gretzky signed Canuck program. The problem is, though, he isn't on the cover.
And he never played for the Canucks. You might as well just toss it.
I would think so, right?
No, we have no sense of humor. Canadians have the best sense of humor in the entire world, and most of the comedians that you watch in the U.S. are Canadian.
Yeah.
guy.
I think we can make fun of ourselves.
Yeah. What's the guy who runs Saturday Night Live?
Yeah.
He's Canadian.
Yeah, he's Canadian.
Dan Aykroyd's Canadian.
Yeah. Gilda Radner's.
Gilda Radner's Canadian.
John Candy, Martin Short, Jim Carrey, Larry Graves.
Yes,
all
Larry Graves.
The Canadians are Canadian.
But Canadians are funny.
Yeah, Bon Jovi. I've heard of the band.
No.
Alexander, all right, guys, I'm away to bed for work in the morning. You both take care. You have a good sleep.
Alexander, or Sandy, as we call you.
Yeah, Lauren Michaels. Thank you.
Lauren Michaels. Yeah, he's Canadian.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Isn't British humor and Canadian humor similar? Yeah.
And the guy who did the Ghostbusters movies and all that director, Adam, isn't it?
Ivan, is it?
Ivan Reichman, Canadian.
Yeah. We Canadians have a great sense of humor, and if we don't, we're sorry. Yes. Mowing or raking, which do you prefer? I never mind mowing.
That's a personal question.
Yeah. Let's not get personal on this live.
Norm Macdonald, another great Canadian.
Yeah.
No, Larry's the real king of comedy. I'm just
Stand
he's Costello and I'm Abbott. I just set him up for that.
Yeah. Yeah, we just get offended.
That's funny. I think the whole world's like that now.
The Uncertain Smile song from the Soul Mining album contains a sublime piano solo by
Jules Holland. There's somebody I like.
In my opinion, George Carlin and Richard Pryor are the two best comedians of all time, and they are American, LOL. David Foley is the funniest Canadian for me. Yes, Canadians have a wonderful sense of humor. My landlords where I used to live were from Winnipeg. They were great.
Well, nothing funny about Winnipeg.
No,
I
I
spent a
lived
week
there when I
one
was
day.
younger.
Have you ever been to Winnipeg,
Graves
Larry?
Hmm?
Have you ever been to Winnipeg?
Yeah, I used to live there.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. My dad was in the Air Forces, and we lived there. I was born in North Bay, Ontario. Then we moved to Winnipeg, and I was there until about 65.
Wow.
I thought you knew all about me.
I didn't know that.
Larry Graves is Larry Graves, the comedy man. That's right. Thank you. You guys ever tried Mill Saint Brewery beers? They are organic and delish. I've never liked beer, and plus I'm gluten-free now, so I can't drink it anyway. Most beers.
I'm listening to the Uncertain Smile. Oh no, I don't like that. That's horrible. That sounds so 80s and awful to me. Not that the 80s are awful, but that particular type of 80s is just horrid.
Colin.
God, that sounded bad. Sorry, man.
Cable guy. Yeah.
Mike Myers, another great Canadian.
Yeah.
Scarborough, Ontario, my hometown.
Dr. Bondolo's Pandonian Medicine radio show.
When I used to hang around with Greg Godovitz, who was in Gatto, I guess people in the States don't know who Gatto is, but Greg had a letter from Mike Myers on his wall framed. Mike Myers was a big Gatto fan when he was a kid, and he sent him a letter.
He's a Sparks fan too, Mike Myers.
Seth Rogen, another great Canadian from Ottawa. There's lots of them. Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. Andy Rourke. The album is great. Liz Hobo was a funny Canadian.
Elvis Costello's married to a Canadian.
Yep.
Kim Cattrall is Canadian, and a friend of mine, when I lived in Peace River, Alberta, Joe Cartier, him and Kim Cattrall, who she's from Vancouver, and so is he, they were high school sweethearts.
Oh.
And not only did he tell me that, Larry, he had pictures to prove it.
Wow.
And she, even back then, wanted to be an actress. And they split up. She went to Hollywood, fell in love with George Papard, like he was like 90 years older than him, and got married to him. And
Gatto, who cares? Is that an album title?
Yes.
So, Glenn, tell us what's new in your world.
Oh, Larry, it's all about the Clash. I went to, what did I do with them? I went to a record store in Oshawa yesterday, a used CD store, and I bought the debut.
I love that, yeah.
And I got a live one called, oh no, I got one called From Here to Eternity. It says The Clash Live.
I believe so.
And it's not all from one concert. It's like from different years of concerts. And I got Sandinista the other day, which I absolutely frickin' love. This is my favorite one. Combat Rock.
Yep.
Which has two of their big hits on it. Rock the Casbah, which I've always loved that song. I don't know why.
It's my least favorite Clash song.
And it's one of my, it might be my favorite. I don't know what it is about it, but it's just catchy. And Should I Stay or Should I Go is on here. And then Give Them Enough Rope.
Yep.
And then I showed you today, if anybody watched my video, I found this today for $15. The Clash on Broadway, which is a great comp. And one of the discs isn't even open yet.
Wow.
So,
And that Rolling Stones box set.
I bought a book on Joe Strummer too it's called Redemption Song: The Story of Joe Strummer, written by a guy named Chris Salowitz or something. It's 650 pages of Joe Strummer, Larry. Pretty interesting book so far.
Cool. And that Rolling Stone box set.
The Rolling Stones, yeah. I couldn't believe I got this for $15.
Yeah, I had that when it came out.
Me too. I thought it came out on on vinyl when it first came out. Did it not?
No,
Why do I think I had it on
CD.
vinyl? Did
I had
you?
that on CD.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
It doesn't say the date. I'll have to look it up when it first was released. I could have swore I had this on vinyl, but it's what a great comp this is. It's all A sides and B sides too, which is really cool. Did you get around to reading any of the Bill Graham or
More of the Frank Zappa than the Bill Graham, but
yeah? How are you enjoying that?
Yeah, they're good.
It's the Pauline Butcher one. That's a good book. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah. Do you consider Milk and Honey John Lennon's last album? I consider Double Fantasy.
Double Fantasy.
Oh, I
don't know.
think most people are proud of him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bill Ryder. William Shatner.
William Shatner, Canadian.
Teenage Wildlife is Bowie's best vocals for me. Yeah, I love that. It's a very underrated song.
I don't know if it's best vocal though. I think "Wild as the Wind" is one of the great vocal performances. Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know the story of Simon Simopath? No.
No. By the British band Nirvana. I don't even know this.
Lost in the Supermarket is one of my favorite Clash songs. That's a good one. It's Jean. Good evening, Larry and Glen.
Hello, Jean. Or Jean, if she's Canadian.
Jean. No.
I'm not really into the Scorpions. I don't even have a comment on them, really. I don't know. The only time I've ever even seen the Scorpions is when they opened Roger Waters' The Wall live in Berlin.
Mm.
That's the only thing I know about the Scorpions.
That's cool.
I think Rick Mercer is one of the least funny human beings ever. If you asked me if that was an example of a funny Canadian, I would say no. There's something about that.
You've said that about me too, though, Glenn.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, London Calling is a good record. That's the only one I had in the past. The only studio album I had of theirs besides a comp was London Calling.
Nope. I don't even know.
I'm totally into it.
What is
Go
that?
Florida.
What is it?
That's the Stanley Cup final If Vegas wins tonight, that's the matchup.
I don't know. Does Canada
I
have
don't ski, but yes, Canada does have amazing ski resorts.
Hateful, yeah, that's an underrated Clash song. Are you fans of all bands that sound like the Beatles? Not necessarily.
Who name the bands that sound like the Beatles?
Yeah.
Besides Badfinger, who sounds like the Beatles?
Yeah. You tell them, Glenn.
No, I'm just asking. The question, is there some you can name me? Like, I can't think of who. Badfinger I liked. But I can't really think of any that really sound like the Beatles.
You've got a question there, Glenn.
How's your granddaughter doing, Glenn? Oh, she's amazing. We were with her on Wednesday. Yeah, she's just so cute and so amazing. She's 4 months old now. Starting to smile, and although I keep scaring her, my daughter found this song on the internet by a female artist by the name Imogene Heap, and it's called the Happy Song, and it's supposed to be really good for babies or something. So I was playing it on YouTube and playing it for her, and I had her on my knee, and then I went did something like really kind of, I was a bit too aggressive and just oh sorry. It scared the crap out of the kid. See, there we go. That Stones box was on vinyl. Thank you, Joel. I'm pretty sure I had it on vinyl.
Yep. Badfinger were great. Yep. Have either of you been to a Ringo
Yes.
concert?
The first tour,
I did. I
1989.
forgot that. Yeah. You've been to so many concerts.
Yeah.
And who was with him then?
Well, that was all the big one with Levon Helm and Clarence Clements and Joe Walsh, and oh my God, there
Yeah.
was like that was an all-star band.
Yeah.
I mean, Martin Short's so funny.
That's my favorite, and Molly's too, probably. Martin Short. Klaatu. They're Canadian.
They're the Beatles in disguise. I know
Yeah.
it. Somebody told me
ELO.
once, and
Yeah,
I believe it.
but ELO's great, but I wouldn't say they're like the Beatles. They don't remind me of the Beatles. Really.
No, because with
Not
the
sure.
yeah, but you can tell Jeff Lynne was very influenced
Oh
though,
yeah,
and sometimes his vocals sound like John.
yeah, yeah. I'm not a big fan of Oasis.
I'm not huge either. I like a couple of songs. I don't know if I think they worship the Beatles, but I'm not know if they really sounded like them. Knickerbockers had that song. Was it Lies?
Yeah,
Lies. Yeah, that sounded like the Beatles.
I've never heard of the Good Lovelies. Emmett Rhodes.
Is the Good Lovelies? Is that Frazee Ford in that band?
Hmm. Glen's favorite Beatles album is Sergeant Pepper, and mine is
Early.
the
Well,
White Album.
no, but it's asking early. I
What's
think A
that?
Hard Day's Night would be my favorite early one.
Oh, favorite early one. Yeah. Uh, I think Help for me. Rick Moranis, another
Oh,
Canadian.
yeah,
I
another
I
great
think he's
Canadian, yeah.
Canadian.
And if
Ringo
anybody's into
Concert.
that show, Schitt's Creek, which I think is pretty internationally famous now as a
Yeah,
comedy, that's all Canadians,
yeah.
filmed just north of Toronto.
Ringo concerts are usually really worth it. I think I've seen about 5 lines.
Yeah, I think they're fun.
Yep.
I didn't. Is that
Yeah.
Eric Carmen's band?
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
The
all by
Stampeders.
everybody now, all by myself.
The Stampeders. They were good.
They were a good band, and they the Collectors, and then became the Stampeders. Or were they Stampeders and
I don't
became
know. That was
Chilliwack? Maybe.
way back in the 60s.
Oh, it was.
No, the Shakes weren't Canadian.
No,
I think they were from New York.
thank you. Yeah.
Cool.
Yes, but yeah, that's 60 years for freewheeling. Bob's birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Bob. I know he's watching.
Maybe he'll drop by.
Yeah.
Yeah, Queen.
Yeah, they
Crowded
had the
House.
harmonies down pretty good. Haha.
Thoughts on the Monks? I think they were way ahead of their time. Glenn
I don't
heard the
know.
album on one of the CD exchanges. I don't think he cared for it too much, but
Did
I
you? I
have.
can't even remember you giving me that.
Yeah.
It must have
Black
been very
Monk
memorable.
Time.
Michael
Yeah,
J.
I love
Fox,
them.
a great Canadian.
The Skaggs were Canadian.
Got to get you
Nope.
back in my life by the group. Yeah, Stitch in Time. Yeah, that
Yeah.
they were. Yorkville band from '67. Yeah, absolutely.
Not gonna lie, I was surprised Bob Dylan only turned 82. I thought he was like 95 or something.
No, he's not. He's 82. 82 years young too. Larry ought
Larry
to
had
get
to
a
get a
Frank.
Frank hat. Glenn
Yeah,
Zappa. Yeah, Frank.
Sam the Record Man has one, I think. I want to get a Clash hat now. I wonder if I can get one at Sam's
Possibly.
or a Clash T-shirt. I need to get something Clash now.
No, I would disagree. I'd say Pink Floyd and then Genesis.
Me too.
Alanis Morissette is one of my favorite Canadian
Yeah,
singers.
another good Canadian. Where?
Thank you. As long as you two don't try singing.
We could
I
do.
don't think Ron's heard us sing, Glen.
We do an immigrant song.
Ah! Yeah, Howard Jones, Sheila E., Greg Lake, doing Carnival 9.
Donald Sutherland.
But he's a pretty lousy comedian.
Yeah.
This one's for Glen.
I love Tom Waits.
Yep.
Keanu Reeves, yes.
They're naming every
Canadian never.
every Canadian
Johnny
in
McDonald,
existence.
famous Canadian.
Yes, I love the Sex Pistols.
I've never paid any attention to the Sex Pistols. Red Cross lead singer sings like John Lennon. He is spot on. Oh.
But I'm an
American. I'm an American.
Yeah, those are pretty good
lyricists all time. My parents: John Lennon, Paul McCartney, Bob Dylan, and Paul Simon. I would actually not put John and Paul up as best lyricists. Bob, then Paul Simon. I would put Jackson Browne even ahead of Paul and John as lyricists. And Joni Mitchell.
Larry actually have already recorded an amazing album. Is Canadian Studmuffin Doc Dawkins? I've heard that before. Dred Zeppelin, Immigrant Song. That's a good song. Martha?
They never asked me if I'm Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah. Oh, somebody did not like our singing.
I don't understand it. The harmonies were perfect, spot on.
I saw them live 3 times. Nardwar. Yeah, he's funny.
Nervous Norvus.
No.
He's a bonkers and Joni. No, I don't know that.
Yep.
Love
the Guess Who. Yep.
Yes.
John Lydon, very intelligent. Yep.
I would not know. Not putting them down, but I have no idea.
Yeah, I do too. It's funny. Joni, she should be on the $5 bill.
Maybe the 20.
Yeah. Lots of comments today. Thank you. And questions. Now there's no comments after I said that.
Yeah, that's it. Larry, I enjoyed your yes countdown today.
Thank you. I thought I would re-rank them.
Yeah, did you? So was Close to the Edge your number 1 before?
No,
Tails
never has been. Never has been.
Oh, wow.
No. Favorite Monkeys song? The Porpoise song.
Oh, yeah, that's a great one. I don't know. I always do. It's one of the Nesmith ones, like What Am I Doing Hanging Round or Papa John's Blues. I like those.
I'm sorry, we're not answering any personal questions.
What time is it in Canada? Like Canada's just...
It's.
I remember going to the States in
7.
the 70s, and I was in Tennessee, and there was a guy who used to play for the Toronto Argonauts. His name was Conrad Holloway. He was a big-time quarterback, superstar, college guy in Tennessee. And I go into these places in Tennessee, and I'd say, "Oh, I'm down here from Toronto," and every freaking person, "Oh, do you know Conrad Holloway?" Like there's only 3 people live here, and he's my next door neighbor.
Yeah. It is 7:40
Eastern time. We're like the same time as New York and all those places.
Oh, missed one here. Elephant's Memory, ever heard of them? Yes, they played with John Lennon and on Yoko Ono's albums. They were great. Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Just to start from the start and listen right through. Have you ever done that?
No.
Just done somebody's pick a discography and just start listening from first album to
Well,
the
I actually have when I've been ranking albums by bands, like
Mhm.
Yes and Genesis and all that. It's a lot of work. Yeah.
Is a Canadian. Yeah, he even wrote a song about it. Yeah, he's a Can American kind of.
Larry on the $1 bill and Glen on the 2.
Yeah.
Uh,
Ooh.
rather listen to Love Beach.
Yeah, probably. I'd never heard a Mike Love album, so I don't know.
Oh,
Love is
sorry.
Only Sleeping's good, yeah. I love Daydream Believers is a great song. Love is Only Sleeping is a great song. Side 2 of Relayer is really underrated. I'm
Yeah,
telling you,
if
Larry, that
only.
new album is freaking good.
Yeah, I listened to it. It was good. Yeah,
You liked it?
yeah. On Spotify, I listened to
Oh,
it.
wow. So I'm all excited about it. I've played it 100 frickin' times, and Jack, my nephew's over, and he's a big Yes fan. So as soon as he sits down here last night, what do I play? Oh, you got to hear the Yes album. We sit in silence for the whole frickin' album, like nobody said a word. And I thought he's really digging this, and I'm loving it. And at the end of it, I say, "What is doing?" He says, "Ah, they mailed it in." Like he didn't like. He's bored.
You're thinking all the time. He
But
thinks it's
he's
a
just
masterpiece.
yeah.
I love the main thing I loved was Steve Howe's guitar work.
Yeah, Steve Howe's all over that album.
Yeah.
A
Do
lot
you
of
have a
great
favorite
slide
band from
playing.
each decade? 70s, the 80s, the 90s. Yes, Sparks.
70s? Whoa. See, some bands crossed over 60s, 70s.
Yeah.
Led Zeppelin considered 70s?
Yeah. Of course they are.
Okay, I'll take Zeppelin. And then the 80s, XTC.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
Yep.
The 90s, I don't know.
I think you should either Headquarters or get
Yeah.
just their greatest
I
hits.
was gonna say Headquarters. That's the best one, I think. But I'd start from the start.
Listen
Yeah,
to the
listen to the band's great song.
band. Well, you have to have patience. You have to take the time
Yeah.
to actually listen to it.
I had somebody comment on my thing, video the other day when I mentioned the Yes, and he goes, "I can't stand Yes. There's no soul to the music." Jesus, I don't know what people are listening for.
Somebody commented on my video and they said, yes, would have made it bigger if they had a better singer.
I do get that John Anderson is a bit of an acquired taste, though. Like
Yeah.
I think, like when you first hear it, it's a bit
Yeah.
like you got to get used to it. It's kind of like not as extreme as Geddy Lee, but in that same vein, like
Yeah.
when you first
Yeah.
hear Rush, Geddy Lee's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Warren Moon, yeah, great Canadian. Or was he Canadian? Yeah, was Warren Moon Canadian or just because he played in? No, I guess he
I
was
don't know.
American, but just played up here.
Yes, Celia, we both love Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Yes. I don't understand this.
I don't care. I don't even
I
want to
don't
listen
care
to it.
either. I don't want to pay any
It's
attention
just
to it.
garbage.
The
I
only
want to
time
listen to
I'm
Paul
interested in
McCartney.
it is if they do something medically where it saves my life. Other than that, like entertainment wise and politically, just
Yeah.
get rid of it.
Modern acts. I don't know if I have any favorite modern acts.
Well, Stephen Wilson.
Yeah, Stephen Wilson, Porcupine Tree,
Yeah.
Marillion, although I guess I don't know if they're
No.
modern. They've been around for years.
Hmm.
Some new artists in the last like 10 years, Glenn?
A lot of mine would be like more folky, bluegrassy type artists.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's talking about Warren Moon again. Yeah, he didn't have a good time in Houston.
There's one for you, Glenn.
I think probably, what's the one Todd Rundgren produced?
Skylarking?
Skylarking. I think that's
Yeah.
probably the most commercial, easiest listening one. But I think the best ones are Black Sea and English
Black
Settlement.
Sea, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Drums and Wires.
Yeah, Drums and Wires would be another one. This to the Stephen Wilson version that broke the suits in small play pieces.
I hope not.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
hope
like
not too.
those. I just like real documentaries.
Yeah.
Wow. Saw Rush 8 times live.
Wow. I saw him a couple times in bars when I was 18.
Yeah. That is such a cool story. Yeah.
Yeah, us too.
Yep.
Steve Howe is a horrible. He's okay as a
That's
harmony guy, but
Yeah.
the lead. I had an album where he sings Bob Dylan songs.
Yeah.
It's just if you don't like Bob Dylan's voice, you should hear Steve Howe do Bob Dylan songs. Oh, you'd love Bob.
Pink Floyd. That Old Sun. It's a good song.
Yeah.
Chad Kruger is Canadian.
No, he's from Alberta.
Don't spread rumors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Medical advances. That's
It's going to be scary. By the time we're not around anymore, Glenn, it's going to be scary
Oh,
here.
the world will be crazy.
Yeah. Gladly, we won't be around.
Yeah.
Yep. It's my favorite CCR song, along with Keep On Choosing.
That is like arguably one of the great opening tracks on an album. Nickels suck. Canadians hate them. Well, they're made for a band that's hated so much. They sure made a few bucks.
Yep.
I wish I was in a band that bad.
I've just heard of the band Budgie, but I never
Not either.
Never listened to their
I
music.
had a budgie when I was a kid.
Bob, I saw Rush and Max Webster live and preferred Max Webster.
Max Webster's another band that used to play in the pubs when I was. But it's funny, Steve Howe's awesome. Like he can sing harmonies fine. Like he just as a lead vocalist.
Floyd Suckleback.
Why is that doing that? Oh.
Lots of comments, Glenn.
Lots of comments tonight. Everybody's in. I have a budgie.
Well, Leslie has a budgie.
I had a budgie when I was like about 7 or 8 years old.
Yeah,
and my mom told me to name it, and I named it Tweety. Like, how original was that from the Bugs Bunny cartoons?
Yeah.
Yeah, Eric Nielsen was a politician.
Wow.
That's very true. Wow, look at that. Comments have stopped.
Yep.
Did you turn them
Somebody,
on?
please comment.
Yeah.
Because otherwise we're going to be really, really boring.
We got nothing else to say.
Oh.
What else can we talk about? You know what I picked up yesterday, Larry? I didn't bring it. I thought I brought it over here. When I went to Deja Vu Disc in Oshawa yesterday to get those Clash UCDs, right at the front, I saw that new U2 album, where they redo all their songs.
Yeah.
The guy had it sitting behind the counter, and it was because I thought used, how much? Because I'd listened to a couple of songs on Spotify and actually didn't mind them.
Yeah.
And he sold me the new CD, actually still shrunk wrapped and everything, for $11.
Wow.
And I kind of like it.
So is that just like the double or?
No, this was just a single CD.
Oh, a single? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which is enough. I don't need 4 CDs of that stuff, but I kind of like it. A lot of people are slamming it, but Toronto was a good band.
Sega broke up. but they
Toronto
were. I
didn't
saw them
last
live.
that long.
No, I don't know if it is you that delete my comment or YouTube. No, I don't. I might have missed a comment or two, but I haven't deleted any comments. So I only delete comments if they're rude. So, and I might miss a comment or two or a question or two. I'm not a perfect human being like Glen. There you go, Glen.
Thingfish is probably the toughest listen.
Yeah,
But I'll tell you,
Andy's
well,
favorite.
if you're not, I mean, studio up, I don't like the Flo and Eddie years. So like live at the Fillmore 71, I'm not a fan of. Everything else I'm not really a big fan of Joe's Garage and Shake Your Booty either. I know Larry likes those ones, but
I think we both love Bongo Fury, which is a
oh
live
yeah.
album, and Hot Rats,
I'll
and
tell you, Bongo Fury might. I have when I listen to that, I just go, that might be my
I
favorite
just
one.
wish it was like a double. They
Yeah,
must have more of the show, right?
hopefully when they're doing the archives, there'll be some stuff there that they'll
Yeah.
come up because man, that's a great record.
I never got into Eric Clapton's solo career. Did you?
I would say the original one that Delaney Bramlett produced, the first one, just called Eric Clapton, and then Slow Hand, Ocean Boulevard, and Journeyman, and I don't know what else.
Never heard
It's a
of
movie, I
Licorice
think.
Pizza. Is it?
That's all I know.
You guys have pet mooses up in Canada?
You wouldn't want to pet a
No.
moose, I'll tell you that. They only weigh about 2,000 pounds. Oh, Sarah Jarose is awesome. And another guy right now, who made that comment about Sarah Jarose? Because Arnie, if you're into that, what about Billy Strings? This guy is frickin'. Have you heard of Billy Strings?
No.
He is selling out Madison Square Gardens. This guy, he's a bluegrass, like he's a flat picking guitar player, phenomenal guitarist, long hair, young guy. People are loving this. Like it's going way outside the bluegrass community. He's becoming like a big freaking star, and he's so good. Billy Strings.
Yep, Max
That's
Webster.
Max Webster.
Your top list videos are very good, Larry. Thank you very much. Geotech and more. What are your guys' top 5 bands, Glen?
Beatles, King Crimson, yes, Grateful Dead,
XTC.
and I will put XTC in there.
Yeah, yeah. The Beatles, Sparks, yes. Blue Oyster Cult. Who else, Glenn? I don't know. There's so many. Maybe Grand Funk Railroad.
We agree on 2.
Kim Mitchell solo, some tunes.
Might as well go for a soda. Diamonds is a good
Patio
song.
Lanterns.
I hate Patio Lanterns. All Man Brothers, and I got a weird look. Yeah, you would.
You hate Frank? No.
Who? Love Frank. Worship the man.
Yeah. Steve Lister
There's
is
just
that.
a couple albums I don't like. That's all.
Yeah. Steve Lister is that guy that's been a long time with Sparks. I'm going to miss them. Celia.
Is he one of the band
He's
members?
the drummer. He's the
Oh,
drummer.
okay.
No.
I did not know that. Carol Pope went to my high school. Did you guys know that, Bob?
I did not know that.
Cedar Brae Collegiate. Layla.
Something. I like Blondie and the B-52s a little bit.
I never paid much attention to any of them, but now when I hear Blondie songs, I'm starting to like them. Like I'm thinking I like Blondie.
Yeah, they're good. Yeah, they're a good band. What's the worst thing you have ever eaten?
Larry's chili.
Glen's chili. That remember the vegetable chili? And he said in the video, it was
Oh
like
yeah.
so good. It was the worst
The worst
crap
thing I've ever
ever. No,
eaten.
just joking.
God, I can't even think.
I don't remember because whatever I make sure it's good. And when Molly's here, she makes nothing but great
That's
food.
hilarious. The fuck, Eric, a great player. Never an
Eric Clapton.
great player, never an album. Unplugged, yeah, Unplugged's good. Yeah, that was pretty big hit for him. Journeyman is a really good album.
Oh.
Oh, I didn't know that because there's a movie called Licorice Pizza, right?
Hmm.
I was looking for the Billy Strings albums at Glen out at my local roaster, but unfortunately didn't have them. Get Home, the one called Home, Andrew. It's freaking incredible. Cream was an amazing band.
What are your bottom 5 bands?
Ha
Well, I'll just say, like, I don't hate any bands, but my
I
least
do.
favorite well-known bands are like Nickelback. I think Bon Jovi even more than Nickelback. Like any really, really commercial band.
I don't like ABBA and I don't like Aerosmith. They're the two that I really don't like the most.
Yep.
And Klaatu.
Yeah.
Easy Riders magazine when I was a teen. Holy smokes, that was dirtier than Playboy.
Freak Out for me.
Blonde on Blonde for me because it's my second favorite album of all time. But Freak Out's amazing.
So did Carol write that song about you, Glenn? High
No,
School Confidential?
she absolutely didn't. I didn't know her. She's a couple of years ahead of me.
Yeah. Yeah, I love Devo and Kraftwerk. Have you ever heard Kraftwerk, Glenn?
No. Tell
I
you the
think
truth,
you
I
might like
haven't.
them.
I think it's really keyboard heavy, isn't it?
Yeah,
Kraftwerk?
yeah.
Yeah. See, that's another
Vivaldi.
name of a band that goes into my Oingo Boingo category. Void? What is that? I don't like the name at all.
Chili Country, Texas.
Ah,
You guys like Billie Eilish?
English?
Yeah, I do.
I appreciate her. I don't
Yeah, she's
have any
got talent.
she's kinda
Not
not
my
in my
thing.
wheelhouse, but, she's really talented. Ah,
Yep.
I love Tusk too.
Yeah.
I think Tusk gets slammed because it followed,
Rumors. Yeah.
Rumors.
Blonde back tie. Candomic Information Service. Larry, if you could sit and have a meal with 5 artists, past or present, who would they be?
It wouldn't be any vegetarians.
So forget Paul McCartney. No.
Yeah.
Paul McCartney, Frank Zappa, the Sparks Brothers, Ron and Russell, and John Anderson of Yes.
Can I answer?
Yeah. Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan, Jerry Garcia, Janis Joplin. Is that 3?
Yep.
Probably John Lennon. And who else?
What's his name from XTC?
Yeah, Andy Partridge actually would
Yeah.
be an awesome dinner guest.
Oh, missed one here. Never heard Kraftwerk. No, Glenn's
No.
never heard Kraftwerk. Are we not men? Yeah, Devo.
I didn't
love
like that at all when that
I
was
love
going on, that
that. I
Devo
love
thing.
that. Computer World, 1978, Kraftwerk. If you could a Beatles song, what song would you write? Oh, if you could write a Beatles
Oh, if you would have written any Beatles song, which one would you have written?
Let It Be.
Within You, Without You.
Mm.
Yeah, auto tune. It's the worst. I'm afraid that the new Rolling Stones album is going to be auto-tuned to death because they released that single about a year or two ago. Oh, Jagger's voice just sounded completely auto-tuned.
No, I've never listened to that.
Yeah, some of the early Fleetwood stuff before Buckingham Nicks. It's good stuff. Ugh. Ron, stop it.
Beatley Tones, Beatles channel. This is for Glen and Molly. Which 5 Coronation Street characters would Glen like to
Well, I'm
have
going
a
back
meal
because some of
with?
them aren't in the show anymore. So it would be Jim McDonald, who's not on the show anymore. Probably his son, Steve McDonald. He's pretty cool. David Platt. Who else would I like to have? I mean, Ken Barlow would be cool. Bill William Roach. I mean, he's 90-some years old, and he's been the original character since 1960. And who else? It's got to be a female. Karen McDonald, actress by the name of Sirhan Jones, who's just an incredible actress, used to be on the show.
Bob Dylan on Pawn Stars.
Yeah, you can tell that was staged, though.
Yeah. Yes, very underrated.
You pulled that joke on my live chat the other night.
Yeah.
Come on, Dan. You can't be.
And then Tracy in the Partridge Family with the tambourine, very underrated tambourine player. Devo has more than one song. That's right.
So he doesn't like Janis and Bob Dylan, but he likes Devo.
Yeah.
So Ron and I are not going to get along.
Favorite band frontman?
Oh, Mick Jagger. Yeah, Mick Jagger, number one. For me.
Yeah, Freddie Mercury.
I don't know if I consider John Lennon a frontman. Do you?
No. Buy a CD, yes.
Sirhan Jones, yeah. Fantastic actress. She's been in some great detective shows and stuff besides. She's really good. Have you ever met Mike from Canmore? I've met Conrad Holloway.
McCartney goat joke.
It's going to be a bad one.
You know what? You, Beatley Tone, and Molly should have a live chat.
Yeah, we should have a Coronation Street live chat one night.
Seriously. The Smiths. I never got into Morrissey's solo.
The Smiths is another band I don't get at all, and Morrissey's one of the all-time wankers. All time. If you looked up wanker in the dictionary, I think Morrissey's.
Who's the biggest wanker that you really like?
That I like? Well, I like Eric Clapton.
Yeah.
He's pretty big wanker these days.
What about Van Morrison?
Van Morrison can be a wanker. Yeah. He's like part-time wanker.
Yes, I'm in. Cool, Tony. Yeah.
Okay, let's set something up for that.
You should, yeah.
Why don't you host it, Larry?
I'll just sit here and not say.
You can sit there and.
Yeah. I've never really watched Coronation Street.
But it would be more because we'd get more viewers if we did it on your channel.
Well, of course. Yeah, I'll do it on my channel.
Ooh, Strawberry Fields songs. Strawberry Fields is my favorite Beatles song, and Good Vibrations is my favorite Beach Boys song. So.
Thank you, Leslie.
Leslie, thank you so much.
Keep up the great artwork. And enjoy the new Sparks album.
And sorry for the Dallas Stars got beat out or getting beat out tonight.
Liam.
Yeah, Liam Gallagher's a wanker, I think. Pat Phoenix of the Street. She was lovely. She died when she was Elsie Tanner. Oh, wow. That's going back.
Yeah, I really like them.
Have you ever heard the Cure? What's a good Cure album?
Disintegration, maybe.
Yeah, I'm going to listen. I have been looking all over for a Joy Division CD, like a used one or something. I can't find one anywhere. I'm looking for this album called Closer. Have you ever heard it?
No.
Yeah.
You know the story of the band though, right?
No, I don't know
The
anything
lead
about them.
singer.
No,
Well, they only made, I think, one album or two,
2 albums, I think.
and then he kind of ended his life.
Oh, no, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Wanker is a Mazzy approved phrase. Yeah,
yes.
actually, he made up the name, the word.
Yeah, see, again, is Gene Simmons a front man, or is that Kiss, it's the 4
No,
people?
he's with the band, so I wouldn't say he's a front
I
man.
don't think so either.
Yeah. Sexiest rock star, I would say
Phil McCracken.
Phil McCracken. Tina Turner for a female, and for a male, I'd have to say most women would say Elvis Presley
Yeah.
or Roger Waters.
Roger Waters isn't a front man either, unless you're saying he's
He's a
sexy.
wanker. No.
I say Ginger Baker is, because Ginger Baker could. I saw Ginger Baker live. I saw John Bonham, and I saw Keith Moon. And Ginger Baker was head and shoulders better than them. And just, I think, as he's a jazz drummer, I think he wasn't just I mean, those guys were powerful, powerful rock drummers, but Ginger Baker just had more, I think, talent in terms of what he could do.
No, I don't even Google search that. Everything that you Google isn't true.
I think it was because Paul McCartney had no choice but to kind of start being the de
Yeah,
facto leader, because the other guys didn't give a crap
they were too
anymore. He
lazy.
wanted to keep it going, and I think if he didn't do that, we may not have gotten Abbey Road or Let It Be. It might have died before those 2 albums.
No, Glenn never said he hates Devo. He just doesn't like a song.
I hate Devo.
He
No, I
hates
don't hate Devo. I don't even know them. I just know that
Oh,
one stupid song about we are not men, we are Devo. Yeah, I'm looking for the Joy Division albums, and I can't. I don't want even to go on. I was trying to think of Amazon.ca if they had them. I think it was like $30, and it came out of the States. It was like a third party seller.
Hmm. Here's Molly's answers.
Oh, Fred Elliott, Danny Baldwin. Molly, Danny Baldwin's like he was a host of a game show after he left Coronation Street. David Platt, yes. Blanche is incredible, and Bet, yeah, I love that. Good picks. Molly, we're
Good
going to do
picks,
a
baby.
Coronation Street night. We're going to, you and me and Beatley Tone.
Yeah.
Larry's going to host it. We got to set that up.
Quadrophenia.
I was just, excuse me, but I was just listening to it today.
Yeah.
So I just got it back on CD, which I didn't have for a while. $8, Larry. Yeah, Closer. That's the one I'm going to find. Oh, that's silly.
No, you need their whole discography.
Dan's joking again. Wow, Gene, that would be very nice of you. Gene's always so generous.
Yeah, she's given me some CDs.
She's a
very nice,
amazing person. Thank you, Gene.
We should someday, maybe in a few years, we should send her something.
Yeah, we should.
We always
I think I have an extra Phil McCracken CD I could send her. I could send her my ABBA and Aerosmith albums.
Yeah.
Suffered from epilepsy and depression. Oh.
Tony, I've been learning all about the Beatles thanks to Larry's 10 Amazing Facts videos, and was wondering if Ringo's kick drum foot is prosthetic or whether it just grew back. That's one thing I don't know, Tony.
I think it was the other foot, though, wasn't it? Was it the kick drum foot? I think it was the left foot.
Yeah. Mitch Mitchell.
Yeah, Mitch Mitchell was a good drummer.
Yeah. He was kind of jazzy too, wasn't he?
Who has your last name Mitchell and they name you Mitch?
Yeah, it's stupid.
It's like Robert or something.
Hey, imagine the parents. The last name's Mitchell. Let's name him Mitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
Jerry something, the bowl
Wow,
guy.
you got good recall on that. Geddy Lee had like 3 brains. He had all those pedals,
Yeah,
playing the bass like a keyboard
sing
thing,
him.
singing all those intricate lyrics. Like the man was just freaking had 6 brains, I'm telling you. Geddy Lee's got a biography coming out, eh?
Yeah,
Autobiography.
yeah, yeah.
That should be a really good read.
Phil McCracken. I should bring Phil McCracken back.
Yeah, you
In a
should.
while.
And he is sexy. There's no doubt. Such different bands.
Yeah. No,
No,
I've heard of the name though.
Emmett Rhodes, wasn't he a WWF star? Oh, it's Dusty Rhodes.
Have you got the new Sparks album? It is good. Love, Celia. No, but
Is it good? She's
it's
asking.
is it good? Album, is it good? No, but it's on its way. I should have it tomorrow at some point, and I'll do a review.
Celia, if you go on YouTube and Google Sparks, they have released one
Nothing is as
song.
good as they say it is.
That song is really good. You can listen to the one song. I loved it.
Ron's still on to Devo.
Oh, he is. Like I'm not putting Devo down. I'm just not interested. I got like a million other things I'm listening to, and they weren't in my wheelhouse.
The Price is Right with
Price
Bob
is Right
Barker.
is still my favorite. I watch it all the time.
What is it?
Price is Right. Love that show. Well, they'd already said they were. I mean, behind the scenes, they already were breaking up. It's just Paul announced it. And
You know what? I'm over it. I'm just over it. It's been over 50 years.
John was pissed because he wanted to be the guy.
Molly Rose does sound like a band name. Ladies and gentlemen, Molly Rose. Ron J. Coronation Street, Love.
Awesome.
Well, maybe you could
agree on one. We don't agree on Devo, but Coronation Street. Wow. White Album is his favorite album. Are these in order? White Album, Dark Side, Zeppelin 2, Rumors at Abbey Road. Wow. Very interesting. What's your favorite 5 albums of all time, Larry?
I don't know. The Beatles' White Album, Abbey Road, Sparks, Propaganda. Yes, Tales from Topographic Oceans, and maybe Frank Zappa, Hot Rats.
Oh, good picks.
Hey, what does she mean by that?
Oh, I don't know, Larry, but I'd be a bit jealous. He's a hottie. He's a hottie.
Is he a better looking guy than me?
No, that's impossible.
Okay. I was worried there for a second.
That's just silly.
I should look up Adam Barlow.
No, he's a great conversationalist. Oh, stump us. This is a
I don't like these stupid things where you have to think.
Basement. This is Glen Kellaway from the Basement. What's it doing on Larry's channel?
What was the best-selling album in the U.S. in 1970? Who cares?
In 1970.
Maybe it's too early or too late. Carole King Tapestry.
I think that's 72, no, isn't it? Maybe it is 70. I don't know.
Let me know.
I don't even know. Maybe it's a Zeppelin album. I don't know.
Yep.
Parachute is a freaking incredible album. And you're right, Dan. It's very Beatley, and it was recorded at Abbey Road Studios. Ronald, does Rush Alice Cooper live shows and watches Coronation Street?
I never
know much about Nick Drake. I have one album that I never listened to. He only had 3 albums, and then he died tragically too.
Yeah.
That's not true.
He's starting rumors.
Oh, that's a terrible rumor.
Yeah. Especially the way he was born with only one foot.
Well, originally he had, yeah.
Brian Downey, Thin Lizzy, my favorite drummer. Cool.
Underrated band, Thin Lizzy. They don't get enough love, do they? Mitch was the stage name of Mitch Mitchell. His real name was Engelbert Humperdinck. He had to change it because Engelbert Humperdinck took the name. I never quite got that why that was the Dave Clark Five. Like why was he the guy?
Yeah.
What was the name of the singer in that band?
Mike Smith.
Mike
He was really
Smith,
good.
who was
Yeah.
it should have been the Mike Smith Five.
Yeah.
He was a great singer.
Bridge Over Troubled Water.
Yeah. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Larry, so the area grew up at Markham and Lawrence and Scarborough. They opened up they sold franchises in Sam the Record Man back then. So this is when that album came out in 1970. They're in the local plaza, just like 5 minutes from my house. They opened a Sam the Record Man, and they had a sale the day Bridge Over Troubled Waters came out. The first, like, however many people in line got the album for a penny.
Wow.
And I lined up and bought that album for a penny.
Wow, that's cool.
Really cool.
It's Northern Revolution.
It is. I know that guy. He doesn't like the Beatles. That guy. He's not a Beatles.
Beatles hater.
Yeah.
Yep. Neil Young played with Devo.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's right too. Yeah. Now that's when Neil was also doing trans and all that stuff. So like,
Squeeze is good.
I saw a Squeeze album, a used Squeeze album today for like $7-8. I almost bought it.
Oh, Bob Seger's good.
Yeah, he's okay. I think he's lost he's past his stale date. I don't listen to him anymore, but he was pretty good in the day.
I like Henry a lot.
Yeah,
he's a very smart person.
He is very intelligent.
Favorite Neil Young albums?
Wow. Well, for me, Tonight's the Night. On the Beach is my favorite. Tonight's the Night's my second favorite. And then would be Everybody Knows This Is Nowhere would be my third.
I would say On the Beach, Tonight's the Night, Trans.
Whoa, You're Alone on That Island.
Comes a Time, and Landing on Water.
Whoa. None of us mentioned Harvest or...
yeah, they're all great.
Gold Rush.
Yeah, Tapestry
71.
I was off by 1 year.
Yeah, you were pretty close.
We're still onto this. Yeah, of course Paul loved being a Beatle.
I totally get George not wanting to be a Beatle. Like he was
fed up with not getting his songs.
Yeah, he was just like a third-class citizen in that band.
And John and Paul didn't respect him enough.
No. Gene, you are correct.
Yeah, you are correct.
Pookie. Beatles' White Album. Deep Purple. What's MIJ?
Oh, Made in Japan.
Okay. UFO Strangers, Pixies, and Ramones' first album.
Oh, one more stump us for me.
No more stump us for Larry.
1970, I go for Bridge Over Troubled Waters.
Yeah.
The Dark Side of the Moon for me.
And my other box set that I got today, Larry.
Yeah.
Simon and Garfunkel. Old Friends. $15. How could you go wrong?
So that's at Chumley's?
That was at Chumley's. They were all sitting up there. Yeah.
I got to go there.
Go to Value Village tomorrow because they had a ton of, like, somebody traded in a ton of classic rock CDs.
Yeah.
I was buying Tom Waits CDs. I was buying Jack. I got him Stevie Ray Vaughan in Step. I said, "Oh man, you got to have this." Like they had a ton of really good CDs there today.
What do you think is the most important album of all time, but not necessarily the best? Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
The most important and the best.
Yeah.
I can answer both
And
questions.
also The Dark Side of the Moon. I think that's right up there.
Yeah.
Frankie
Valli. Is
Valli.
he still performing?
Yeah.
What if he still hits those high Sherry baby? What if he can still do that? If he can't, I could take over for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dave Clark was actually a smart guy because they were all kind of dumb, going, "Yeah, Dave, we'll just follow you. They could have got any drummer.
No, I don't have any first edition records, but they were good.
Although who would have written the Dave Clark 5 songs? You know that?
I don't know. No idea.
It'd be interesting. Although that first edition, that song just dropped in to see what condition my condition was in. That was a great song, man.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, I like some of their songs. I even like some Kenny Rogers songs.
Boy, White Album's getting a lot of love tonight. I think you'd like Squeeze, Argy Bargy.
She's going to be sending you their complete discography along with.
Yeah, I'm kind of I don't think I could name a Squeeze song off the top of my head, but I have heard them.
Best Blue Oyster Cult song, The Golden Age of Leather. I love Blue Oyster Cult.
Yeah, I'm not sure I know that song. Maybe if I've heard it, I'd heard it.
It's from Spectres. Yep. Yeah, I love trans.
Wow. Well, there was two of you. I don't know that.
Would you consider Simon and Garfunkel and Hall & Oates and other two-man groups?
No. Well, I don't know about Simon and Garfunkel, but Hall & Oates, they toured with the same musicians all the freaking time. Like that band, they had a really tight band, and that guy T-Bone, and I forget who the other guys were, but so in some ways it was a band. Carpenters and Ramones. I don't know who I was ever in a concert that had a weird opening act. Well, I saw the Monkees on their first tour, but by this time Hendrix wasn't on the tour anymore. But that would have been weird. Jimi Hendrix experience with the Monkees. Ragged Glory is a really good album.
Which 1975 hit begins with the following? I've been walking these streets so long, singing the same old song. Rhinestone Cowboy by Glen Campbell.
Ta-da!
I've been walking these streets so long, singing the same old song. Something, the Mr. Broadway.
Like singer or actor?
I'll go with Dean Martin.
I'll go with Dean Martin because I like them more, but I don't either one of them. I don't want to hear any music.
Yeah. Ruby, Don't Take Your Love to Town. That's an awesome song.
Oh yeah, that was a good song.
B.O.C.
Yeah, Bach.
Everybody keeps singing Cecilia. To me, Celia means music.
Oh.
If you have to listen to one Squeeze song, I think I suggest Up the Junction.
Ooh, that would hurt. Yeah, Kiss.
Yeah, Kiss was very good for opening bands back, and they were good to Rush. They were friends.
Yeah. Weird concert bill. Stereolab open for Sonic Youth. See, I don't know either of those bands, so I can't. One jazz album for your top 12. If you had to pick one jazz album, so my favorite jazz album?
I guess, yeah.
Oh man, I got 2 or 3. Like I really like Charles Mingus, and I like Kinda Blue, Miles Davis. I love Jack Johnson's Miles Davis.
I like that one. Yeah.
So Larry, I'm on like Charles Mingus. I only really am familiar with one of his albums, and it's fantastic. If you ever heard this album, you should listen to it. It's really good. So anyway, I'm on the Steve Hoffman forums the other night, and I saw this thing about about Charles Mingus having some box set or something coming out. So I just clicked on the link, and the guy mentioned that Amazon.ca is selling this 8-record box set for $127. So I went on to Amazon.ca, and sure enough, an 8-album box set that's coming out on my birthday on June 23rd is selling for $127. I immediately put a pre-order in. Today I look, it's now $240.
Wow. But you get it for the price you
Yeah.
okay.
8 records for
Wow.
$127. I don't know either of those.
Ren and Stimpy.
I'm itchy and scratchy, but
I've heard of them.
White Twilly Band, yeah.
I'm so old. Yeah. Seal or Seals and Crofts or a flock? Neither of them.
Yeah, none
of them.
Summer breeze. Oh, I love Oh Mercy and all the stuff he's done since. Amazing. Bob still got it.
Yep, from their first album, that's a really good song. Oh, interesting. So
Dave Clark never
didn't
played
even play drums on the songs.
Really? That's weird.
Hello.
Oh, my daughter, Andrea. Opinion of the band. I don't.
They're good. They're all right.
You know what? They were talented and everything. It's just not my style of music. I don't like crooner type music. It's just
Take on Me. Dylan Blood on the Tracks. 80s is awesome.
Although it's 70s. That's 75, I think.
Yeah.
89 years old and still hits high notes. He's touring all summer. That's crazy, man. Charlie Sheen is very adult. Glen, you need to listen to Black Saint. I actually think I do have Black Saint on CD. It's my favorite jazz album of all time, ahead of its time. Thanks, Andrew. I do have another Charles Mingus album. I don't know what it is. I'll check. But no, I don't. You know, for me, I don't listen to the radio, so songs never get old for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're fun records, man.
Yeah, might have been studio musicians. No idea.
Oh, First Time. Blood on the Tracks is a classic.
Rough and Rowdy Ways.
I agree. Great record. Top 10 Dylan album for me, probably.
Jethro Tull for me.
Ooh, well, the first 2 Chicago albums I absolutely freaking love. They're like masterpieces. After that, I don't care. Jethro Tull has had much better catalog, I think, over time. And Aqualung's my top 5 of all time. So I got to go Tull, I guess. Mingus, Mingus, Mingus. Is that like the?
Politics?
No.
Glenn and I love talking about politics on these live streams, right, Glenn?
Yeah.
Glenn is a big Donald Trump fan.
Yeah.
No, we stay away from politics and
You want to keep friends, don't talk politics or religion.
yeah. Bless you, Glenn. Bless you for saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody else mentioned that before.
Yeah, someone mentioned that the other night.
He made a lot of albums like in the 70s. He had a mask on. You might actually remember it if you saw one of the album covers.
Oh, what about that Canadian guy? Is he kind of like him? Orville Peck or whatever?
No, this was before Orville Peck. And there was a documentary on him on Netflix. It was very good.
It is the best mix of that album. I agree.
Pink Floyd for me.
Floyd for me too, but I really like Rush. I'd say Knocked Out Loaded is probably my least favorite too, and that and the Christmas album.
When that came out, did you rush out and buy it?
No.
I've never heard it.
It's got some talking in it, like from his birthday party or something and stuff. It's a bit of a weird album, but there's some good stuff on there. That was just when he was getting sick. Said it was muddy.
Peter Gabriel Genesis.
You know what's
all the
funny?
way.
I love Peter Gabriel solo, and I think I prefer Phil Collins Genesis.
But Phil Collins was damn good drummer. Very.
There's another
Very
one I got,
underrated.
Larry. This bringing this stuff. The Way We Walk. It's Genesis live.
Yep.
I got that for $2 today. I couldn't resist. But that's the Phil Collins.
I'll buy that off you for $3.
Okay.
That way you make a profit.
Make 50%.
Dan, have you ever seen the Dixie Lee in Hines album? She's driving a Winnebago on the cover.
110 soldier rides.
I like Roxy Music, but Genesis.
Yeah. The only Roxy Music album I've ever owned is Avalon.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you're considered a bit of a wanker if that's your favorite Roxy Music album.
Yeah.
Steven Wilson solo, all the way.
Yeah, Steven Wilson solo.
Hand Cannot Erase, one of my top 5 albums of all time.
Yes, I used to be a big Black Oak, Arkansas fan back in the early 70s.
They were like a Southern rock band, right?
Yeah.
I never paid any attention to them. Phil Collins played drums on everything back in those days.
He was everywhere.
Man, he was clapping albums and touring over to play with Led Zeppelin.
I don't know if you remember in the 80s, like it was like Phil Collins all the time. I was so tired of him.
He ruled that decade.
Yeah. A question for Glen, because I don't know.
You know what? I don't know either, because I haven't lived in Toronto since for about 12 or more years, so I don't even know if I could answer that. It would just be a franchise thing for me. But I can tell you Tommaso's in Trenton is pretty damn good. And Bourbon Street Pizza in Belleville is really good.
Yeah. I was at a grocery store a couple months ago, and the owner's wife and her friend they recognized me and said, "Oh," and they thanked me for doing a couple of pizza reviews or whatever. And I need to do another one. I got a free pizza out of them the first time I did.
Oh, cool.
Review. Yeah. Yeah, I've got that on CD. It's excellent.
Yeah, I've never heard it.
I'm falling asleep. We're going to be ending this soon. Glen doesn't know, though.
Oh, that's fine.
Actually, I can leave this on. I'll just go to bed, and you can stay on for a few hours.
Yeah. No, if you're not there, Larry, it's not the same without you.
Yeah.
Well, Weller's birthday today.
65.
He's only 65. He's younger than us.
Yeah.
He's just a baby. Charles Mingus, a black bassist pianist player. He invented how to play both. No, I never paid any attention to that. I don't know.
Regino's is good. Watermelon or cantaloupe? Cantaloupe.
Yeah, watermelon's like a waste of frickin' time.
It's just water.
It is. It's stupid. You spit out seeds and eat tasteless fruit.
HBD. What's HBD?
HBD.
Paul Weller, The Jam. I've never heard any John
Well,
Paul.
John Paul Jones made some quirky kind of albums. One called it had the name of a bird. I can't remember. It's like a raven or something. I don't know. I had them both, and I wasn't really they didn't appeal to me. But John Paul Jones is a great musician. But I do. Robert Plant's albums are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm falling asleep, so I'm not going to be
Yeah,
on.
Rachel will go liven things up. August. Cardboard Head Guy, stay tuned. Last 2 weeks in August. And I can give you a preview. The one song we're going to do is Mr. Spaceman by the Byrds. I don't know what else we're going to do, but that's one. Betty or Betty for me.
Wilma.
Well, we won't fight. We could have a double date.
Yeah, they had some energy.
Yeah. You know, one of the great live performances of all time is Tina Turner in Gimme Shelter.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Thank you, Larry, Glenn, and Molly. Good night. Love, Celia. Thank you, Celia.
Thank you,
Take
Celia.
care.
Oh, happy
HBD.
birthday.
Oh, happy birthday. Yeah.
Thanks, Gene.
I got Stanley Road finally, found it easy.
Oh, how you liking it, Gene? It's fantastic. That's the one that Larry turned me on to, and it's a great record. I never saw Free.
No.
I don't know if that's what he meant or
a free concert.
I've been to lots of free concerts. That album really doesn't. I can't even think of a song on it, so I don't think it really stayed with me.
Will Grand Funk Railroad ever reunite? Well, I interviewed Mark Farner a couple of months ago, and he's all positive. It's the other, it's mainly the drummer Don Brewer, so I don't think they're ever gonna reunite.
Clearly, they made enough money that.
But they're idiots.
Yeah,
Don Brewer would make much more money.
Yeah,
being with Mark Farner.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I don't know what it is. People have big egos, and the Thunder Thief. That's the one I was thinking about. I don't know why I was saying it was a bird or something in Zoom. I had both of those at one time, and I didn't like them Crooked Vultures. It was like a super group. It wasn't my thing.
Oh, George Harrison.
I don't know who John Baldwin is. I don't know if I have a real vivid memory. That was the day he got busted for heroin in Toronto the same day. And I remember it was on Mother's Day. And even songs, I remember them doing Voodoo Child, and it's not. I don't really have any highlight memories of it other than just seeing them. And
you like teased? No, but I like being teased by Molly. I've never heard the band Tease. I'm just teasing.
No, that was the one with
the guy from Van
Halen, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Baldwin is John Paul Jones. Oh, they're teasing us. Speaking of tease,
they're trying to make us look stupid and
yeah, and they're doing a really good job. Doesn't take much. No, I've never seen Frank Marino or Mahogany Rush. You'd think you would, though. They were always playing around.
Yeah. A 3-hour show. Phil did not spoil it.
How many more times?
Elvis Costello.
Anna Mae Bullock. That's Tina. That's Tina Turner.
Yeah. Well, I think it's about time to go. So tell us, Glenn, one more time, what's your latest video about, and what?
Actually, I just put a video up today about all the stuff I picked up. I had just the biggest find today at a UCD store. So if you want to check that out, I just did a video on my favorite track from each Beatles album, which I thought would get more viewers. That people weren't really into that. I was going to do a whole series. I was going to start picking bands' catalogs and doing the best song off each album. And now I don't know.
Try again. Sometimes there's so much Beatles video, like even with mine.
Yeah.
I've noticed the last couple of Beatles, they weren't getting the views like they used to. So
yeah, I was thinking about doing Zeppelin next.
Yeah, try Led Zeppelin.
Yeah. And I want to do, I'm really into Supertramp recently. I was going to do a ranked Supertramp albums. I was going to do something on the Police because I just got that box set. So that's the kind of stuff I'm doing.
You guys are smart. Have a good night, guys. I'm going to go. See you later.
Thank you, Gene. Pal. You're the best.
Have a great time, guys.
Yeah, thanks, John, for making us look stupid.
Bye.
Bye, cardboard head guy.
I just bought Fragile.
Don't go out in the rain without an umbrella.
Larry, Glen, and Molly sounds like a folk trio.
The answer, my friend.
I'm not sure which member, but I love Monty Python.
Yeah, love Monty Python. John Cleese. And we're going to set up a Coronation Street night.
Greetings from Italy. Thank you.
Ooh. Bonjour. That's my that's the only Italian I know.
So apologies if I missed a couple questions at the end here, but we are done.
We're out of here.
Bye, Bob, and
thanks Larry,
everybody, for all the questions and for
thanks.
Don't go away, Mad. Just go away. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.